Today we will discuss SOP and POS forms. We know that SOP is sum of products and POS is product of sums. Let us start with the example. Convert this given SOP function to the standard SOP form. The function given is f equal to a b bar plus b bar c. In other words, we say the question is expand this function to minterms. Let us start the solution. We can see that the function f is a three variable function. So we may write f as f a b c, and we know that to convert to standard SOP form or to convert to minterms means that no term should have any missing variable. So there should be no missing variable in any term. We see that these a b bar is a product term, b bar c is another product term. So to convert this into minterms, what we have to do is we would say we insert the missing variable a b bar. We see that the term missing in a b bar is the term c. So we may multiply this by c plus c bar. We will just see the reason why. And the second term b bar c, the missing variable is a. So we multiply this by a plus a bar. Why? Because we know that there is a rule which tells us that a plus a bar is 1 and also c plus c bar is 1. So just expanding this now, opening the bracket, we get a b bar c plus a b bar c bar plus b bar c a, but I will write it in the correct sequence, a b bar c plus b bar c a bar, writing it in the correct sequence, a b bar c. Now we have to see carefully if there are any terms which are the same. So in this case, we note that this term and this term are same, and same terms can be written only once. So we write this as this and this is same. So we can write it as only once a b bar c plus the next term a b bar c bar plus the last term a bar b bar c. Why did we write the same term as one term? Because we have a rule which tells us x plus x is equal to x, or x plus x also equal to x. This now gives us the answer. You see here now, this function is having all the terms which have no variable missing. So this is the standard SOP form. This form is also called as the canonical SOP form. And if you see that this is usually a very big function, it may be written in another manner in a smaller form by seeing that this a b bar c is nothing but, let us see the values, 1 0 1. we are taking a 0 for a bar or a b bar, and we're taking 1 for a or a b or a c. So this is 1 0 0. This is a bar b bar c. So this is 0 0. C is no bar, so this is 1. Now you see the values of this. 1 0 1 is 5, 1 0 0 is 4, 0 0 1 is 1. So we may write this function as f equal to, and we have seen what is a min term. In our last class we saw what is a min term. We defined a min term as a fundamental product term which has no variable missing. So coming back to this is a min term a b bar c. The value is 5. We may write this as m5 small m plus this is 4 m4 plus this is 1, so m1. The function can be written as m5 plus m4 plus m1, and to denote it in an expression form, this is sum. Sum is represented by sigma, summation, sum of minterms. And which are those minterms? We list them in sequence. We may write this as 1 plus 4 plus 5 in the correct sequence. So we write this as 1 comma 4 comma 5. So this is the sigma form of the function. Keep in mind sigma stands for sum. So this is the SOP form. So this is how a function is converted from SOP to its standard form. To complete this topic, if we were asked to convert this SOP into equivalent POS form, into its equivalent POS form. POS is product of sums. Product of sum. The rule for converting from sigma to a POS form. POS form is represented by pi. Pi stands for product. Sigma stands for sum. This is pi for product. So the same function f denoted by 3 variables a, b, c can be written in its pi form by the max terms which are remaining. We know that if there are 3 variables, 3 input variables will have 8 minterms or 8 max terms. And what are those max terms and minterms? They are from M0 to M7, or max terms would be M0 to M7. So the remaining max terms 1, 4, 5 are included in the sigma function. So you are left with 0, 2, 3, 4 is there, 5 is there, 6, 7. So this is the equivalent pi function. This is called as the pi form. The pi is nothing but the canonical POS form, or we may say it is the standard POS form. So we saw that a sigma function can be converted into its equivalent pi. We also saw how any given SOP function, the given is SOP function, this is an SOP function, but it is not a standard SOP because this term has one variable missing C, this has a variable term missing A. we have to convert it by using some Boolean algebra to this form where there are some number of terms, but each term has no variable missing. This is called as the canonical SOP form or the standard SOP form. This can be represented in the sigma form as 145. We saw the values of 101, 100, 001, and once you get the sigma form, you can write the equivalent pi form as pi m02367. Let us see what is the understanding of this pi form. If this is understood, let us do the second part, the converse, which would say that the given function is a POS function. It is required to be converted into standard POS form. Now this is a POS function. If you see, what is this function? A plus B bar plus C into B bar plus C plus D bar into A plus B bar plus C bar plus D. So this is one sum term, sum term, sum term. All the sum terms are being multiplied, but this is not a standard POS form because if you see, there is a variable missing here, D. There's a variable missing over here, A, and in this term, there is no variable missing. If you see carefully, this function f may be written as, we can see that it is a 4 variable function. So we write it as f, a, b, c, d. Our first step is to insert missing variable. And what is our rule for inserting the missing variable? Let us just start. A plus B bar plus C. The missing variable is D. So we may insert D by adding DD bar because DD bar is 0. So we may write this function f as A plus B bar plus C, can be written as A plus B bar plus C plus D bar. This is the first term. We've inserted the missing variable D because DD bar is 0. So doing plus 0 to any function does not change the value. Similarly, the second term is B bar plus C plus D bar. So you write it as B bar plus C plus D bar. And to insert the missing variable, which is A, you write plus AA bar because A bar is also 0. This is the Boolean rule. The third term, there is no missing variable, so you may just write it down as it is. A plus B bar plus C bar plus D. Now solving further, we will use the Boolean law, which was, if you recall, there was a very important Boolean law which said x plus yz is equal to x plus y into x plus z. This is a very important rule. Let us just see the proof of this rule before we apply it. Let us start from the right hand side. This is the right hand side. This is our left hand side. So from the right hand side, if we just open the brackets, you get xx plus xz, xx, xz plus yx plus yz. Now in the first three terms, if you see, you have x common. You may write it as this xx is 1, x and x is x. So if you take x common, you get a 1 over here plus z plus y plus yz. And you know that 1 plus z plus y is 1. So the whole term becomes x plus yz, which is your left hand side. So this is a proof of this very important law. Let us now apply it to continue with your question of expanding to max terms. You're expanding the function to max terms. Now, if you carefully apply the rule by taking this term as x, this as y, and this as z. If you take this, your term changes to x plus y into x plus z. So x is a plus b bar plus c. So this will be written as a plus b bar plus c is x plus y is d. Y is d, z is d bar, x is this whole term. So this is the first one, x plus y. Now x plus z. A plus b bar plus c plus d bar. So that is your first term. Similarly, do for the second term, this one. In this case, this is considered as x, y is considered a, and a bar may be taken as z. Applying the same rule that x plus yz equal to x plus y into x plus z. So let us just do x is b bar plus c plus d bar plus a. So I will write it in the correct sequence, a plus b bar plus c plus d bar. The second term will be x plus z. So that term will be, again I am writing a bar first, a bar plus b bar plus c plus d bar. That converts your second term. The third term has no missing variable, so we may write it down as it is. Now if you observe the function, you see carefully, there is no missing variable in any of the terms. So you got the solution of, this is the standard POS form. Now it is still a very big function. Let us just take a careful look if any of the terms are same. If there is a same term, we may write it only once. So if you see carefully, you find that this term and this term, a b bar c d, a plus b bar plus c plus d bar. No, this is not same. These two are same, this and this. So this is not same. A plus b bar plus c plus d bar, a b bar c d bar. So these two terms are same. Any other term? This is different. This is different. So you have two terms which are same, and we know that the same terms can also be written as, the rule is x into x will be nothing but x. So we can write it only once. So applying that, this f can now be reduced to the first term, a plus b bar plus c plus d. These two terms can be written only one time, a plus b bar plus c plus d bar. And the next two terms, this one, a bar plus b bar plus c plus d bar. This term I have copied. And the last term, a plus b bar plus c bar plus d. This is the better simplified form of the standard POS form. Now if you see, it is again a very big function, and it can be reduced and written in a smaller expression form. For that, we will have to see the values of these terms. Remember, the rule for max term is that the term which is, you take a 0 for the term which is a, and 1 for the term which is a bar. 1 for bar, 0 for no bar. So applying that over here, this A is 1, A has no bar, so this is 0, 1, 0, 0. This is 0, 1, 0, 1. 1, 1, 0, 1. And the last term A is 0, B bar is 1, C bar has a bar, so it is a 1, D has no bar, so it is a 0. Now if you see the values, this 0, 1, 0, 0 is 4, 0, 1, 0, 1 is 5, 1, 1, 0, 1. Do you remember what is 1, 1, 0, 1? 1, 1, 0, 1. By applying your rule of 1, 2, 4, 8. This is 8 plus 4, 12 plus 1, 13. So this is 13 and 0, 1, 1, 0 is 6. And these are all, this is a sum term, fundamental sum, no variable missing. 0, 1, 0, 0 will be represented max term 4, M4. So there's a dot here, dot, this is 5, dot M5, dot, this is 13, M13, this is 6, dot M6. So this is the function f. And to write it in the pi form, now you see this is a product, M4 dot M5 dot M13 dot M6. This can be written in the pi form. This is a product. So you say pi for the product of the max terms, and you write the max terms in sequence 4, 5, 6, 13. And the left hand side you write as f, and you know that if there are terms up to 13 or 14 or 15, it is a 4 variable function f, a, b, c, d. So this now represents the pi form. And this big expression can be very easily written in a very small expression form, f is equal to pi m 4, 5, 6, 13. And when it is written in this form, it basically shows that the function is a product of fundamental sums. Having understood these two parts, let us see how to write SOP and POS function. So next we will see how to write the SOP and POS function from the truth table. And also vice versa. Meaning that the SOP or POS function is given and the truth table has to be written. So remember, we solved this function. We solved this function f is equal to a b bar plus b bar c, and we converted it into the sigma form of sigma m 1, 4, 5. 1, 4, 5. So if I start from f is equal to sigma m 1, 4, 5. Now this 5 shows that it is a 3 variable function. You may call it a, b, c or x, y, z, whatever. A, B, C. It is nothing but M1 plus M4 plus M5. And what is 1? It is 0, 0, 1. 4 is 1, 0, 0. 5 is 1, 0, 1. And what are these? Are these max terms or min terms? These are min terms, small m. In min terms, the rule is 0 is bar, 1 is not bar. So conversely, if you have this, you know that this is nothing but ABC. So A bar B bar C, A bar B bar C plus A B bar C bar plus A B is 0, B bar C, and here you have F. So this gives you the standard SOP form. So this is your standard SOP. When you say standard SOP means it has all fundamental products. All the product terms are fundamental products. What are fundamental products? Which have no missing variable. Okay. So if we are given a function, this function we started with 1, 4, 5. Let us see how to draw the truth table. We just saw that this same function is nothing but a representation of the Boolean function, this one. It shows us that there are 3 input variables A, B, C, and we know that if there are 3 input variables A, B, C, the output is, the terms are 8, and this is your output function. So your 3 input truth table is 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1. These have to be written in sequence where this is 0, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. How did we get this? By your Boolean 1, 2, 4. So 7 is 1 plus 1 plus 1. Okay. Coming back to our function, sigma M145. Sigma represent that these minterms have a value of 1. Sigma terms are those terms whose value is 1. So if the function is sigma M145, it tells us that at the position 1, when the value is M1, or it is 4, 1, 4, or it is 5. In these 3 terms, the value is, so when it is a 1, the value is 1. For 4, the value is 1. For 5, the value is 1. And for all the other combinations, the value is 0. So if the sigma function is given, from the sigma function, the truth table can very easily be filled. If the truth table is filled, then we can also write from the truth table, you can write the pi form. Write pi form from truth table. The understanding for the pi function is that the function pi function. We saw that the sigma and pi are nothing but, if these terms are 1, 4, 5, the pi terms value is 0. Keep this in mind. Then we have the remaining terms. So 1, 4, 5 are the sigma terms. 1, 4, 5. The remaining terms, this 0, 2, 3, 6, 7. They will be appearing in the pi form. So the pi m function will be written as pi m 0, 2, 3, 6, 7. 3, 6, 7. So this shows you how from the truth table the sigma function can be written. Sigma terms are 1. Sigma signifies the sum. So sum of terms whose values are 1. So the terms 1 are 1, this is 4, this is 5. And we saw that the term 1 is nothing but A bar, B bar, C. We had seen this last time. This is A bar, B bar, C. The term 4 is A, B bar, C bar. A, B bar, C bar. And 6 is 101. So A, B bar, C. So the function sigma 145 is nothing but the function A bar, B, C, all those terms which are 1. This term, and the next one. From this, we may conclude this subtopic by writing both the functions together and understanding that if f is a function given by 1, 4, 5, this is a sigma form, the equivalent form can be written as pi m remaining terms. This is a 3-variable function having the terms 0 to 7. So 1, 4, 5 are here. The remaining will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are here. So you have a 6 and 7. This is the conclusion of this subtopic, that given SOP can be converted into its equivalent POS. Given sigma can be converted into its equivalent pi form. Thank you.